Okay, let's see if this worked. Oh, crap. Okay. Alright. Let's see, did I go live yet? Did it work? Alright, welcome back, Weather Kingdom. In this live stream, we're going to be taking a look at the tropics. Okay, I know I have not posted a good live stream in probably a good minute, but honestly, life kind of kicked me in the butt, and I was really drained out, but I'm back, and we got some interesting data. So, as of last time we spoke, we were talking about the potential of 91 developing into Gabrielle. Basically, that never happened, but it looks like the redemption of a new wave will likely become Tropical Storm Gabrielle here on the satellite imagery. So, welcome back. I hope you guys are having a great day. If you guys are new to the channel, please like and subscribe and share. We also have now super chats. I am working on a lot of other features for live streams, videos, and all that. But it would be very greatly appreciated if you guys subscribe and like and just talk in chat. What is up, Simonhauer? It's been a while. What's up, Erin? Welcome back, everybody. Also, we do have a few people in the VC tonight. If you guys would like to say hi, it will be nice.
Hello, it's Mia. Hi.
Alright. Anyone else?
Hello, people.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, this is, oh, what do I like to call Trevor Tropics WX here? Or Scott Turvey.
What is up, everybody? We already got about like 10 people watch. I'm pretty surprised in the first 2 minutes you guys already tuned on that quick. I know I've been out for a bit, but don't worry. I think we're going to have a great night. We're going to be talking about tropics and pretty much features in the Atlantic. So, welcome back. Alright. So, we are taking a look at the satellite imagery here of 91L. Also, I need to get some things ready here. This is the National Hurricane Center. I haven't seen this of the 8 p.m. update. This is the National Hurricane Center's thinking. We do have a tropical wave that is likely going to form in the next few days. And what concerns me a bit is the path of this is, yeah, it looks like as of right now, this is going to go just north of the islands and then probably out to sea. Question is, does it impact Bermuda or does it go even further out to sea? Those are questions that we are awaiting to see. And okay, welcome. Thank you, Simpson, on the $10 donation. Very greatly appreciate. Thank you. That makes me feel absolutely amazing, but oh wow. Thank you. So, when we're taking a look at the tropics, we're taking a look at 91L also. Very greatly appreciate it. Thank you, you guys. Oh, that's nice. Alright, so basically we're going to be looking at impacts for Bermuda. Does this go even further south? Because something that's a little bit of interesting here is we do have the cone actually reaching very close to some of the northern parts of the islands. The National Hurricane Center is probably making this cone very big because there is still some uncertainty within the models. And I would like to, take a look at that and see what could happen in the next couple of days. Could this trend west? Could this trend away from the islands? Does this even have a chance? Right now, in my opinion, this is going out to sea. That's right now with the pattern it is in. This is likely going to go out to sea, but this could be our next hurricane. This will be the second hurricane only. So pretty crazy that we are through the peak of the hurricane season, and we're only at one hurricane. That's pretty crazy for 2025, but very greatly appreciate. So as we are going to be getting more people on, it'll be very greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. So, as we are watching, would anyone in the chat like to ask any questions about it? I'm going to read the National Hurricane Center's forecast here. Is a broad area of low pressure is located about the midway between the Windward Islands and the coast of the West Africa. This system is showing signs now of organizing and is expected to move through in a favorable environment for further development. A tropical depression or tropical storm is likely to form by the middle latter to the part of the week. While this system moves west-northwestward around 10 to 15 miles an hour, we are now up to a 60% in the next 48 hours and now a 90% in the next 7 days. So it looks like this system is definitely trying to get its act together. And when we take a look at the satellite imagery here, you guys, this is the satellite imagery. This is a very large system. I mean, take a look at this. This is a very large spin of vorticity, okay? And in my opinion, I want to take a look. What's favoring this? Does it have favorability? And one thing you can notice already on the northern side of this, Triffer, what is up? Very greatly appreciate it. What is up? By the way, if you guys are new, please like and subscribe as we are trying to get more people here. That'll be very greatly appreciated. So, when we're taking a look at the satellite imagery, Mia, do you have any preference on the satellite imagery that you see at all? Alright, I think she's not there this second. Alright. So,
Yeah, I don't think she's there.
Alright, would you have anything to say about the satellite?
I kind of have something to say about it. One, the spin on it is coming together. Two, it's about to battle this dry air because it has really good moisture around it, and it's about to battle that dry air, and it's gonna become a very interesting thing, like we saw with our Category 5 storm we had this year. So it's gonna be very interesting. We're gonna be seeing. We don't know if we're gonna see if we're gonna be seeing a hurricane or not, but it's worth watching it.
I agree. I mean, when we're taking a look at the satellite imagery, it is pretty organized on especially the northern side, where we have very good outflow. And you guys see these cirrus clouds just moving north in a pattern like this. That means the storm is breathing well. And you want the storm to breathe well, especially when you're talking about dry air, because this is going to have some dry air issues, in my opinion, also. And I do think this is... Yes.
Yeah, as we go through more of the days, I think once we get up towards near the Leeward Islands, we'll start seeing that dry air battle. Right now, it's just surrounded by moisture.
Yeah, I agree. I have a good question for you about this. Do you think if this can strengthen faster and get a more of a identified core before it fights off that dry air, do you think it has a better shot to prevent that dry air intrusion into the center?
I think it does, because if that happens, it will, of course, undergo intensification up to probably a major hurricane or a hurricane. We don't know, but it's gonna probably be up to a category 2 to maybe low in category 3.
Yeah, I agree on that. Okay.
It's something to watch, even for the steady models, and even for the intensity graph or intensity graphic models. See what they're saying about it, and it's worth watching.
All right. So we're taking a look at the satellite. You can clearly see we got a lot of convection really blowing up. And one thing I'm starting to notice here is we're definitely getting this storm to get a little bit better organized, because when we're taking a look at these thunderstorms, they're not just blowing up on the southern side of the spin. We're also seeing it on the northern band spinning. And I would say that generally the low-level center is developing right in there. And as of right now, if this convection continues, I really do think this is going to probably become a tropical storm by this time tomorrow, in my opinion. Does the dry air get into it quicker? That could be another thing. You just don't know. But right now, it's in a pretty good environment. It's not really sheared. It's not any major dry air. There is not too much currently. You can easily tell when we take a look at the dry air. The dry air we're talking about is pretty much out ahead of it. Is where that dry air is really still fighting a battle. And I do think this is going to struggle just a bit before anything. Also, wow, thank you for the $20 donation. Oh, thank you. That's very greatly appreciated. Thank you, DST. A $20 donation. That is very greatly appreciated. You did not have to do that. Thank you. When we're taking a look at this, yeah, there is dry air clearly out ahead of it. But one thing I would really
Bruh, so what joke did he get Pat's old mic? Ow.
Damn.
What happened? I just replugged it. I really think my mic just went out.
They can hear me, right?
No.
No, for somebody on the server saying the sound is effed. Like
Oh, so even Discord is off.
somebody said I was watching the stream. I'm weak. Okay.
It's back.
Damn.
What happened? It's back. My mic is back. I just replugged it.
Yeah, oh my
I really
god.
think my
you
mic just
scared
went
me.
Okay, we are back. Welcome back. I'm sorry about that, everybody. Blame Tristan. He joined the live stream. He joined the VC and my mic decided to go out on me. Just kidding, everybody.
I do apologize. I am the mic murderer. No, I'm joking. Alright, so if you want to share my screen, we're gonna go over some. There might be some things we haven't talked about here that people might be interested real quick. So I just wanna-
Yeah.
Tristan, I hope you know I can't view your stream.
Bruh, my stream is a sadness.
Oh.
There we go. I got it.
Okay.
Your mic,
Alright, so
by the way, like very loud. You might want to fix that.
you can fix that. Well, hopefully my mic is not too loud. If my mic too loud on the stream, let me know.
I'm gonna give me a second.
Sorry about that, everybody in the chat. I feel so bad that you guys had to witness a Category 4 hurricane through your ears. I did not mean to.
Your mic is fine, Tristan. It's just
Alright, so if we want to fix that, we could go over some of the latest and interesting details.
Yeah, you can. I have you already. You're already connected. You can go
Alright, so
through.
First of all, I know everybody wants the memes, so we're gonna give it to them. Tropical Storm Mario is located at 21.5 degrees north, 115.0 degrees west. Maximum sustained winds are 60 miles an hour. Sheer and cold water is finally starting to screw this system over for a brief moment. What happened?
It's starting to rip it apart.
Oh, what? My mic?
No, the system.
Oh, okay. Moving northwest at 13 miles per hour. I did think it was going to be a brief hurricane because of the way it suddenly got its act together earlier this afternoon, but now it's suddenly failing to get its act together. We actually have the discussion right there, the new 8 p.m. Monday, September 25th, 2025 discussion. After its strengthening episode earlier today, Mario has begun a weakening trend. The Koopas are hitting it too much. There has been a dramatic increase in the coverage and intensity of the associated deep convection, making Dora classification problematic. The latest subjective and objective intensity and estimates vary substantially. The advisory is set at a rather uncertain 50 knots. They don't even know if this is 50 knots. Interesting. Given the increase in convection, this is a generous estimate. Hopefully, an upcoming scatter monitor pass will provide more information on the strength of the cyclone. A fair amount of scatter in the center fences, and my best estimate is 310 divided by 11 knots, which is 13 miles per hour to the northwest. Mario should continue the move along the western periphery of the mid-level high-pressure system, turning over northern Mexico in the next couple of days. The track is slightly to the right of the consensus. And, of course, we talked about this. I'll explain it here.
I'm sorry.
The storm is basically done.
That's funny. That's not funny,
So
though.
let's take a look at Mario right now. It is getting squashed by Koopas. Unfortunate. It's about to lose his life as it lost all his convection.
Yep. Mario's going back where it was before.
Yeah, Princess Peach will not get her hero. But yeah, seriously, it is very much weakening, and it should die in a couple of days. However, it could bring some rains and monsoon conditions to the southwest United States. We'll have to follow that closely. And now we got another system in the West Pacific. As of 5 o'clock, an elongated trough or low pressure is located several hundred miles
Are you serious?
off the coast of southern Mexico. It's producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms. The conditions are conducive for gradual development, and a tropical depression is likely to form during the middle part of next week. If anybody doesn't understand what this development area is, this is the 60% by the Climate Prediction Center. This is the Central American Gyre MJO combo that we were expecting starting after tomorrow. It'll be September 17th, before the date of week 2 begins. And that's what is going on. In fact, that's a topic we're going to talk about right after that, because I know people are so curious about that one.
Shoot, that system actually changed. It went
Yeah,
up.
look, so this was part of the gyre, and then it was a wave of energy now off here. So it's actually over here. And then you got gyre energy starting to slowly build up across here. There's your development area. It's a very broad area, so I don't expect it to rapidly intensify for a while. I think some models the GFS was trying to make it 950 free last night. I wonder what the 0Z data will come out shortly. We'll say about the East Pacific. Now let's go to the Atlantic, where our baby, the Atlantic, is finally giving a performance, and it might be a beautiful one too. A broad area of low pressure is located about midway between the Leeward Islands and the west coast of Africa. It continues to show signs of organization and is expected to move to a favorable environment for further development. A depression or a tropical storm is likely during the later part of the week. 60% chance, 90% chance. And I know people are saying, but Invest 91L had those chances and it died. When we take a look at the satellite, it's much different here. First of all, let's do a brief discussion for our friends in the Carolinas wondering, well, this is not labeled. Everybody's been talking about this subtropical storm disguise that we're seeing in parts of the East Coast. And if you take a look at the warm core, look at that. Subtropical. That would be a name by core temperature. That would be a named storm. So technically, this would be Gabrielle. There's a problem, however. Weather Prediction Center analysis shows the front is still connected. And when you look at the convection, not only do you still see some frontal right here, even though there is a low-level center, but look, it's getting absolutely sheared still. So by the time this makes it on land, even if it gets detached from its front, it won't really have convection potentially to become that subtropical storm. I know people were curious about it, and I just wanted to make a mention of the system. Maybe in post-analysis, if the storm can get better before landfall tomorrow morning, I think that's what.
Yeah, and
maybe an unnamed tropical storm could be in post-analysis, but I don't see that right now.
Yeah,
I don't see that at all.
I don't think.
If this didn't have a front and the convection was so much better, this would be a NHC tagged. It definitely would be with the temperature right here. Now let's go to our visible satellite here. There's your subtropical disguised friend. Government spy in the skies over here. The system right here. Here is a difference between Invest 91 and 92. Look how much different that moisture and convection is.
Look at that wave.
Another
The wave
thing
behind
that
it we're watching too.
another thing that both Tristan and Weather Kingdom were both mentioning is the system behind it, behind that Invest. There's another wave. It looks like it's trying to develop.
We'll see though. It depends on MJO and position of the trough path and with the TUT and with the future development of Invest 92.
Once you're done with
watch
this,
that.
once you're done with this discussion, I'm gonna pick up my pace over on the eastern side.
Okay, that's perfectly.
Those two are covered by me.
That is perfectly fine. In fact, I have a brief satellite of these two. Invest 98W, I believe. Yes. Not a lot of organization, a lot of popcorn storms. But yeah, as you can see here, the Invest 90, is this 99? This should be 99.
It's 99, yes.
99W has a lot better, some decent thunderstorm activity. Actually, I forgot to put this in, but we saw the microwave imagery, and it did have a bit of a good structure to it, which may not matter for the Philippines, but it will definitely matter for the future of this wave going into the South China Sea.
Yeah,
So let's take a
let's.
look at the
Okay.
GFS real quick. I just want to briefly see the 18Z. I know we're getting 00D that coming up. But this matches the Climate Prediction Center, and that's why I'm going over this model. It's not because it has the best data, but because it has the best timing of this beauty right here. And of course, we talked about the development of the National Hurricane Center. Look at that percentage right there. Makes perfect sense. The gyre is sparking up. There's more moisture here. 20% area right here. Perfect sense. And then you have Invest 91 held here, and you got another system after that, which might be that other tropical wave, which we will quickly go over the GFS. There's the actually there is a tiny bit of shear after the brief outflow, so it might be a little bit elongated. It tries to strengthen, but then the dry air come in. It's trying to fight it. People may be thinking, why are you looking at the GFS? The GFS last night had the best picture of the system, and that's exactly what's going on right now. So I kind of trust the GFS on the system for now, but there are also other models we can take a look at.
And
That's the dry
then,
air fight.
yeah,
This wave forms behind here, Climate Prediction Center.
has not tagged it yet, but that
But guess
environment.
what? That 40% Cape Verde. Climate Prediction
Yeah,
Center.
so it looks like we could get 2 named storms before the end of September out of the main development region.
We could, and they both could be ace makers depending on the environment.
Which is what we need, because if we get 2 named storms, we'll be out of. We'll technically get G and F. We'll get I if we get into the month of October.
And here is the trough angle actually helping this storm. And then right after that, the trough angle from the system here in the future helps this system. I find that quite interesting.
And then that becomes its own hurricane. So,
Exactly. This is 18Z, though. Take it a little bit grain of salt.
yeah, can we take a look at the 12Z and compare
Can I show
it?
the European? This was
Oh.
incredible what the European did earlier. Was 12Z. It does the same thing as the GFS, but look how better that trough angle is after the battle. Look at that. Boom.
Wow.
That's a category 4 because of the longitude of the Atlantic. That's not a cat 5. If it was down here, maybe. But no, this is not a category 5. It's on the lucky number 2.
Whoa. Can we look at Bermuda? Where's Bermuda on that? Wow.
That's a great question. Let's go to...
Because, like I was saying, Bermuda is not out of the realm here. Yeah, look
There's
at
a
that.
small island, right?
Right there, look.
It's on the less dirty side. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
GFS,
but...
Where do you... GFS, where do you put the sadness at? Carefully.
Hello, Pat.
No, actually, yes, this system is much farther west. So the models have kind of been trending a little bit closer to Bermuda, but that trough saves them. I would, for people in the interest of Bermuda...
By the way,
watch
thank
the
you,
system.
Swimson. Good night. And I very greatly appreciate the $5 donation. That is very greatly appreciated. And trust me, this is all going back into the YouTube channel as we are going to get a new mic. It seems like my mic is on its days out. So don't worry, new mic is on its way. Hopefully no more audio issues.
Yeah. But I just want to quickly show that the Euro and the GFS, even though it is the 18Z...
Where's
it's a
Pat?
little bit iffy. I will say that it's a little bit interesting to... It's a little interesting to see that now the 00Z is coming up. I want to see, but the fact that the Euro, we talked about this last night. It gets a moisture bubble, it fights the dry air, then you get a trough angle, and it explodes.
I have a quick question, Tristan. Can I
So far.
can I leave this VC and go to my general weather chat because Pat's on there?
I can go with you if you want.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Okay.
All right. Alrighty.
That'd be very greatly appreciated. Let me just... I want to do that because I know Pat was waiting.
It makes it more easier.
Yeah, let's just go right into... Are you sure you like...
Hello.
Welcome! Welcome, Pat.
In fact, I would like to, if we don't mind, I'm going to take a break.
Can you guys hear me, right?
Yes, we can, Weather Kingdom.
Yeah.
Pat, what is your thoughts on this system? I know we talked about how the trough is expected to help this dry air fight later and make it explode.
I'm going to be looking at the data I've seen. I would not be surprised if this becomes a major hurricane.
I will not be surprised either.
I'm waiting on that because the one reason why I'm waiting is I just want to see how this fights the dry air, especially since the tut is pretty strong.
Did you see what the convection from earlier today?
Yes,
To the
but
west
that
of it?
tut has a big wave of dry air. That's why I'm waiting a little longer.
Yeah, I
So
want.
my
Yeah.
estimate was 105 miles per hour due to the longitude of the Atlantic Ocean.
I'm looking at this on the GFS. It does look like this will battle dry air. But my question is, in the short term, how organized does it get before that battle begins with dry air? Because if it is stronger, I think it will battle it out a little bit better. Also, especially once we get, when this starts making its turn out to sea, I do think this could become our next hurricane. What I will be more concerned for is Bermuda, in my opinion, as of right now. I think it's good enough to say that this is not going to hit the United States, but I am not ruling out Bermuda just yet, because they're still in the cone of it, so we'll have to wait and see.
There's been a special rule about this system because I've been hearing, I'm on other weather servers, they're talking about people are comparing this to Florence, people are comparing this to Irma. First of all, we don't have enough data to make the comparisons, and second of all, there's a special rule here. If it goes too west, it will die. It will literally get sheared. It will literally be chopped harder than
Hey,
cheese
Weather
on a
Kingdom, check
slicer.
the chat in about 10 seconds.
Alright.
It will be sliced harder than somebody cutting cheese on a slicer. This thing is not, it can't go west. Rapid intensification, the trough forcing it to move more northwest. I
Did
just
you
don't
check?
see it moving.
No, not yet. Let me take a look.
I just don't
so-
see it moving.
Okay, so Pat, you're saying that this
That's Bermuda.
thing may become a major right now.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Pat. Wow.
Hey, so Pat, you're saying
Thank
this
you,
thing
man.
might become a major, right?
Oh,
Yeah, I am.
wow.
So, looking at the intensity law right now that I have currently on my screen, it looks like it will be just a category 2 for right now. But as we progress through the morning, probably more to tomorrow, we'll start seeing that.
Shout out to Pat's Pat Predictor. I'm telling you, man. Thank you very much. Very greatly appreciate it. Thank you for everyone, honestly, on this channel and in the VC and everyone. You guys have been awesome. And honestly, it's very greatly appreciated that I can actually do this, my favorite thing, with all of you guys. And I can create my own YouTube channel. I always wanted to do this, and now here I am. It feels great. Thank you, Pat, and everyone here.
Hey, no problem. I hope others follow suit, honestly, because you deserve every single penny of that, man. I've known you since last year. I've known you since you had like 20 subs or something like that, and and you have been such a massive help to Storms United and a massive help to the weather community in general. And just doing the stuff you're doing and becoming the YouTuber and the person you are becoming right now makes me so I'm so proud of you, and I hope that this expresses that enough. And I'm just gonna say this right now: big things are coming up for both of us ahead, and I'm excited for them, and I hope everyone else in this chat is as well. And yeah, I wanted to give you that because it's been something I've been wanting to do for so long, man. Like ever since you started glowing up, I was like, as soon as he gets there, that's the first thing I'm gonna do, and I'm so glad I was finally able to do it. So thank you for letting me do this. I appreciate it, and you deserved every penny of it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Trust me.
I'm trying to donate to you as well. There you go.
Oh, you didn't have
This is a
to.
$4 thing.
Thank you. Very greatly
There he
appreciate
is.
it.
There's Trevor.
Thank you for
hi.
thank you everybody.
Go ahead.
While that is going on, we need to have a discussion because everybody's been saying the Atlantic has been too quiet. And Pat, I've always told Pat last year when the Atlantic did this, it scares me, and look what happened. And I'm not saying it's gonna happen again. When this happened last time, multiple things happened. Michael of 2018, Ian of 2022, Milton and Helene of 2024. The danger is not Cape Verde. Even if Cape Verde was extinct, you need to pay attention to the Caribbean and the Gyres. That's where most of the years, ever since 2020, that's where a lot of our chaos has lied.
I
Central
agree.
American Gyre and Caribbean region. Those are the systems where you have very little time to prepare, very little time to evacuate. They are the most dangerous. September storms and October storms have better potential for flash flooding events due to fronts. We saw that during Hurricane Helene. Better potential of tornadoes, Milton and Helene. Beryl was an exception because of the way the trough went up there at that point. We're just saying these lake systems are more unpredictable and more dangerous.
The good
So
news
please pay
with
attention
this,
to homegrown systems, especially as La Nina arrives. Are we saying it's going to happen? No. We're just saying please pay attention. This was like one of those years where the Gulf is going to give us a nasty surprise again.
Weather Kingdom, did you want to say something? Otherwise, I wanted to respond to Tristan very quickly.
I'm just looking at some of the ensembles here, and in my opinion, for the majority, I do think this is going to go out to sea. I mean, I don't see really anything telling me that this is going to make a landfall on any of the islands. If anyone, Bermuda. But you can go ahead, Pat.
All right, Tristan, I want to go ahead and answer that because I would say that to your, let's see. I'm trying to think very quickly. To your point. Okay. When it comes back to me, I'll.
To my explanation of why late storms are
Thank you.
can be more dangerous.
La Nina.
Shout out to DST. Thank you for the $5 donation. And what's your question? I can answer it right now if you want me to answer it.
All three of us.
We just appreciate the fact that this man has, let's see, that's 20 plus. This man has almost $100 in super chats already. Unbelievable.
Appreciate it to everyone.
I can't do super chats because I don't have 500.
Yeah. What's up?
Very greatly appreciate it for everyone.
What I would say to that, Tristan, is with your point about La Nina, I've been looking at the forecasts and I've been looking at the charts. I think, in my opinion, given, yes, we may get into a La Nina by October, but because it takes time for the atmosphere to catch up, I do think we're at a scenario where I don't think there's going to be enough time for La Nina to take effect during the hurricane season, because it's going to take 2 to 4 weeks for those atmospheric conditions to catch up to what's going on the ground. What it would affect, though, is winter weather season, especially in the Midwest of the United States. That would where you would see a lot more winter storms from that. But at least in terms of hurricane season, I think La Nina would come a little too late to really put that much of an effect on things.
I will say, though, real quick, Pat, 2008 and 2020 didn't say that. We have Paloma, Iota, and Ada. So November could still be a secret hot shot if that occurs.
But, yeah, I wouldn't be in the Caribbean, though, and I'd have to really want. Go ahead.
So I would agree with Pat on the winter situation. How winter is going to probably be a little bit more crazy than last year's because of El Nino. But do we know if we're gonna have El Nino? Because we're probably gonna go into a neutral phase where we're gonna face a lot more consequences.
Huh.
We're already at a neutral. We've been in a neutral for a while. We're about
You're
to
in a
enter
negative
La
neutral
Nina.
right now. Hold on, someone in chat was PM was talking about the AI model. I'm gonna check that.
Yeah, I was taking a look at that. Look. Remember, the AI models have picked up on it the best this season, and look at towards the end of the model run, Central America.
Hey, Tristan, pull up water temperatures.
It's very far out, but the AI models have done
Hold on,
good.
let me see 12Z before we accept that.
Before we jump to conclusions,
12Z has somewhat of a gyre low, but I don't know if it goes in the goal.
Has a little bit of something. 12Z, looking at it, yeah, definitely has something popping up right here.
But
yeah,
I
want to wait for 0Z data before we jump to conclusions.
Yeah, I would like to. What is the icon doing?
But you know what's interesting, Pat, and I've always been talking about this, even though the models are not picking on that right now, there's been one agency who has been very smart this year and has verified almost all the time the Climate Prediction Center. So I'm willing to be a little bit more confident in some gyre action eventually.
Yeah.
I agree.
0Z icon is coming in. It's holding, but it's wanting multiple tropical cyclones to potentially happen at once.
Not really. It only has 2.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not really paying attention to that.
And it has I wouldn't say a tropical storm. I would say more of a, yes, one tropical storm and then a wave. Probably a forming tropical storm. I would like to keep my eyes out on that because actually that's the wave that's coming off Africa. And currently, when we took a look at satellite today, just in the beginning of the stream, that wave coming off Africa too is coming off with a pretty robust convection and spin, just like this wave. So I want to see how does the dry air and the shear impact it, because that's going to be some big questions in my opinion on that second system.
El Nino or a La Nina, we are very going likely into La Nina because when you look at the charts of the sea surface temperatures off the coast of Peru, yeah, it's pretty. There's a lot of evidence thinking we're going to a La Nina. Now, like Pat said, on the one hand, the atmosphere takes time to change. On the other hand, when you got a Central American gyre and we're close to a La Nina, I would still treat that as a weak La Nina event.
Although I will say the MJO would probably be more effective in that part with the gyre than the La Nina. That's mainly because that's more short-term and more mesoscale. That's what I would agree on that. Anyway, and also, I really appreciate coming on here. Weather Kingdom, congrats, buddy. You earned every penny tonight. And
thank you.
Others contribute to your channel as well. And one thing I do want to ask you is, have you ever considered going to school for meteorology?
Yes, I have.
Whatever you're making on YouTube, I would save it for that, as well as investing in your channel. Just something to think about, all right?
Yes, actually, it's going right into my savings for all that stuff and investing.
All right. Wonderful.
But,
all right.
yeah.
I'm going to get going. You guys have a nice night.
Thank you, Pat. Very greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. You earned it. Stay safe, buddy.
Thank you. Have a good night. So, what's very interesting to me, I want to take a look at the MJO because it's been bothering me.
I'm going to answer one of these questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Chat. So, one of the people said that I hope for El Nino winter over a neutral winter. So, here's the problem with that El Nino winter. We're going to experience a lot more Arctic blasts, a lot more winter storms, and a lot more barnacle stuff that we go on with winter. Surprisingly, with severe weather, we're going to have a lot more chaotic severe weather events. And Tristan, is there one event that we've heard about that caused a significant severe weather event during a La Nina winter?
El Nino, looking at the information from a lot of brilliant people that study the climate right now, a lot of our tornado outbreaks tend to be more in the winter, tend to be La Nina. That doesn't mean you can't get an El Nino one every so often. But when you have El Nino, considering so many of the oscillations and everything, it tends to be La Nina winters. But I can actually real quick see if there's any famous El Nino tornado outbreaks in the winter. 1 second.
I'm pretty sure. Was it the 2021 December
I accidentally typed El Reno. I'm sorry.
Ha.
Why are you typing El Reno?
That was an accident.
I'm pretty sure December
Hey,
20.
Pat,
December 10th, December 15th,
Tristan.
both historical.
2013 was a great example. It had less tornadoes, but that year saw 2 devastating ones.
Yeah.
Lord and El Reno. I searched up El Reno by accident. It did El Reno. I realized it was El Nino. Well,
Wait, when is Joplin?
You guys.
Joplin was in I think weak La Nina, the neutral at that point. I believe.
Hey, Tristan, I have a question. What's your opinion on the MJO with the latest 12Z? Because at the end, it looks like the MJO starts coming back into the Central American gyre again. Especially the last frame. And that's right for the beginning of August.
For next year or this year?
This year.
October? You said August.
This year.
August already passed.
I mean October, my bad.
Where is it located? Where is it located? Curious.
At the end, it
the
starts
gyre area.
entering the Caribbean and Central American gyre area.
We would have to watch that then. Is there any 2021 Cape Verde moment in October where the MJO favors Cape Verde for 1 or 2 more ace makers? Because my forecast was a 2021 late Cape Verde, 2018, 22, or 24 gyre Gulf of Mexico Caribbean. So I just want to see that data real quick. And so far, the timing of the Atlantic's peak is sort of right. So that's a sign that we're paying attention to the patterns. It's a great sign.
Also, we have the hurricane models for Invest 920, and I'd like to quickly go over that.
Yes, we can. Oh, we got them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get to get a kid at a candy shop. Let's go.
It definitely shows.
This is not out yet.
No, not the 0Z, but the 18Z. I mean, it does show it to strengthen, and then that dryer comes in, but it doesn't completely weaken it. It just makes it a one-sided tropical storm, probably a steady around a 60, I would say. At this point, what in my opinion, what's going to happen is this is going to become a tropical storm, and this is going to become a steady 50 or 60, and then that dry air is going to come in, and I say it might weaken it down, but it could probably withstand its winds before that reinforcement comes in, because then it goes from about 1,000 millibars right into a 994 in just like 6 hours.
Can I be honest here? If the D-Max can go insane tonight with the outflow so far from the TUD,
that could help it.
Some models beforehand actually kind of wanted a very brief Category 1 hurricane before having to fight dry air, and then our eyes went trough. I don't know if they're still showing that. That's what the first models wanted, which makes sense too. Either solution makes sense. So,
yeah, I agree.
Do you want a Cat 1 hurricane before it fights and then our eyes, or do you want it to fight and then our eyes? That's not really a difference besides ace points. That's the only difference that would make there, honestly. I also expect this storm to at least pump out 15 ace. might be a secret ace maker in the future.
Yeah, I can see that.
The HASA, though, kind of wanted to wrap into the vacation. In fact, let me look at it. I want to see your sadness on Saturday.
Let's look at the
Yeah,
icon.
it definitely explodes. It fights the dry air. That looks so like Epsilon, sort of. Oh, that's gorgeous.
This is
structure.
interesting. I mean, I'm not going with the icon, but the MJOs is favoring right over this tropical wave coming off Africa, so that means more of an MJO enhancement.
The HASB wants a hurricane with an eye behind Invest 92.
Wait, what?
Look at that run of the 18Z. We're not saying.
Wait, of which way? Which model? Of what model?
The HAFSB.
Parent?
At the very end, 126 hours.
Oh, you better be kidding.
I'm
Where?
not joking.
You better be kidding. Where at?
Would you like an image to show I'm not joking?
NYU. I don't know if that's true.
I don't trust that because it's 18Z, but that's kind of funny though, and it matches with the climate prediction center.
No, that's not gonna happen.
One day later, it happens. The HMSA wants a tropical storm with it, a low-end hurricane. By the pictures of the satellite.
What about the HERF? I'm looking at the HERF.
What about the H-Wharf? The H-Wharf doesn't see far enough. The H-Wharf keeps it as a wave. So different solutions to that too. That's interesting. HMON, what do you want? A 985? That's pretty reasonable.
I can see that.
Yeah. That's interesting though how they want two ace makers at the same time and other models continue it as a wave. That is interesting. Now it is the 18Z. If the 20Z that's 20Z.
Okay, Tristan.
00Z. If the 00Z shows that, then I would be looking at potential ace of 40 plus.
Okay.
That's true. Yeah. I would say that. Or at least 30 plus, not 40. Now, we don't know how much the other one can do.
That's a very interesting photo behind it.
Yeah, it's just a hurricane going out for a stroll. It's just buying food. No problem.
That might become a major behind it.
Yeah, if that model was right, yeah.
I
have a question on y'all. I consider frontal systems, subtropicals, gyre, and tropical waves for my estimate. I said this season would make it all the way to the P name if all of those did something. Do you agree?
By the way, if you guys are new, please like and subscribe, as we are now almost at 800. Let's hit 800, you guys. That'd be very greatly appreciated.
What do y'all think the naming list will end at? I'm thinking if all those do exactly what they're supposed to do, maybe P. Okay.
And my battery's low. Really? Oh my goodness.
Trevor, what do you think the letter of the naming list will be?
Well, if we think of this, Eastern Pacific is ahead of us by about almost 6. Shoot, how many now? Almost 8.
Yeah.
If we think about this, we'll probably get up somewhere between P and O. If we progress through this.
Oh, OP, considering all formation possibilities.
Okay.
What about you?
What?
Which letter do you think will end at, considering frontal, subtropical, wave, and gyre?
We're only getting one more. I'm kidding. Probably 8. I need to do my math. So Gabrielle, who's after that?
H.
We can, and for people that are not that forgot our names, we can look at
I would say,
real quick.
I'll say, I don't know the names because I know they.
So we had
I got you.
Andrea, Barry, which is at the MCS complex over Texas, so we already had our one store, technically. Channel, which affected North Carolina. Dexter, which failed to do anything useful. Erin, our beautiful Cape Verde.
Buddy, I got it.
Okay,
Oh,
go ahead then.
We have Fernand or Fernan, however you pronounce it. Gabrielle is next. Then we have Humberto after that.
This is the 2019 list, by the way.
Oh, that explains it.
This is
Just Debbie isn't, or
Debbie was last year.
The only storm that is not on this list technically is Dorian, because the Bahamas kind of had a date with Dorian. It's not with Dexter.
No, I think it's the opposite. Dorian had a date with the Bahamas for 3 days.
Oh God.
Also, the Central American Gyre. Let me talk a little bit about that because I am getting requests on that. Tristan.
Okay.
What's your opinion on the Central American Gyre?
First of all, we need to understand what a Central American gyre is. For anybody that is curious on here, we're going to read the explanation. A Central American gyre is an area of very broad and seasonal low pressure that is located in the Eastern Pacific Ocean, Western Caribbean. That's why some systems form in October, most of the time in the East Pacific, because of your gyre. It probably develops annually during the rainy season between May and November. It is most commonly during the late spring and the early fall, October to November. They are a type of monsoon low that shares similarities in other oceanic basins with other monsoonal lows. A broad counterclockwise circulation of winds is associated with the gyre is weak. So that is basically the Central American gyre, and we actually have a picture of a storm that came from the Central American gyre. This is a tropical system that I talked about a lot. We're gonna share my screen.
Oh.
Now, when you look at this image, what do you think?
I'm not even.
We're gonna share our screen.
Low pressure.
That looks like a horrible system, right?
Yeah.
It looks
that Michael?
horrible.
Oh.
But look what it became.
It became a Cat 5.
It became Michael.
Hurricane
Now, wait, like maybe 3 days before, do you expect this to rapidly intensify?
No.
If you were just looking at it normally, you didn't know anything about it.
No.
No, I would say
Central American
maybe a
gyre.
hurricane, but that's it.
The Central
You could
American
also-
gyre, for our viewers here, we explained this. The Central American gyre is like whack-a-mole. You don't know which one's going to come out next. Is it going to be broad, tropical storm, category 5? Are you going to be a storm that a jet shears you? Are you going to be disorganized? Is the East Pacific going to take your gyre family from the Atlantic and put it over there with convection? You don't know what it's going to do. And that's why we talk about the gyre so much. The gyre is also a homegrown system, which is why we really watch October into November. Remember what we said, the gyre is important. If a system's coming in, you only maybe at best. If the steering currents are a little iffy, at best, Hurricane Wilma, people had like 5 to 6 days. At worst, with Hurricane Michael, 2 days, a day, with Adalia in a way. So the steering currents can really determine on how fast a gyre system hits land. But this is also the other whack-a-mole. The gyre is not just, it's a broad, low pressure, right? You have smaller, low-level centers trying to form, and I say fight for the convection as a normal term. They don't fight for the convection in reality. It's more of pressure differences. But basically, the gyre would be your biggest watch of the year because another MJO we said will come in October. And welcome, David.
Welcome. What is up, David? You can keep talking if you like.
Really?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Alright. What happened to you guys talking? We were
We're still here.
We're still here. Dry thunderstorms.
Go back to David.
Interesting.
Go back to
And I think there's a good reason why David is doing that. If we look at real quick, if we look at the Weather Prediction Center, there is a marginal risk of flash flooding for parts of California, Arizona, and Nevada. This risk of dry thunderstorms, David is correct, which is in California, that is associated with Mario. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Absolutely, I will. Very interesting. This says.
Oh crap. Okay. Alright. So, what's the recap here of this all? What would you guys take out of tonight on this system?
I would like David to maybe go first, and
Yeah.
then
Alright.
I'm viewing it.
You're viewing it?
Whoa.
Wait, what?
Oh, on YouTube.
I see David's screen. Okay, never mind. Alright, so does anyone have anything to say about what's the recap of the tropics for tonight?
Invest 92L will likely become a ace maker depending on the evolution.
To me, this is looking better and better.
Yes.
Hello.
The evolution behind needs to be watched. Hello. Super Mario is going through shear right now.
Also,
And the Gyre needs to be watched.
Hello.
just
Hey,
want
hey y'all.
hi.
Hello.
So, is this a live stream or for YouTube
Yeah.
or is this a group
Yeah.
call?
Yes.
Live
'Cause I was
stream.
trying to say something real quick.
Oh, so,
Oh,
so all our voices are being broadcasted on YouTube.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to say, back to Tristan's point earlier about that little, I don't know if I should call it tropical or whatever. Also, the coast. By the way, Tristan, did you know there's a flood threat with that thing?
Yes, we could go to that real quick. That is like threatening.
The
So
climate-
this.
Is it Climate Weather Prediction Center?
We have a
Where-
situation
No,
that
Prediction
requires
Center.
urgent attention. Sorry.
Yeah, what's
Well, there's about to be a major, not 100%, but possibly a major disaster in the Pacific.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
Can we not fearmonger?
yeah, that's
yeah,
it's not gonna be a
It's not-
disaster.
That because I went after Pat for that, and
So what do you think? What for, for Iwo Jima?
realize you're still live.
no, I went after
So the
Pat
audience can hear
for
everything.
don't
invest
fearmonger.
for the last invest we had.
Oh,
let's just not fearmonger. Let's just
I'm going back
Let's
to-
not bring fear to people saying that
Alright.
this Atlantic
Can
season
I-
is gonna be a freaking bust. Like, no.
No, this is not about hurricanes.
no. He
Can I,
Then
can I,
this
about
is
the
not.
Pacific.
It shouldn't be part of the live.
can I get
yeah,
back?
this should not be part of the
Can I
life.
Yeah.
get part?
Okay, sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
Let's get-
All right.
Yeah, go.
Yes,
Thank
me, go ahead.
So what I was saying was, there's a flooding risk. I see the, what is it, Weather Prediction Center,
Center.
Kristen? Okay.
Yes.
They put a slight, I think it's a slight risk. I see that my news at 6 or something like that for parts of Virginia, whatever, Southeast Virginia.
Yes, we could go over that real quick. There is a slight risk of. This is technically part of the tropics because that thing is technically near tropical, even though it's not. So we're going to discuss it really quickly. There is a slight risk of flash flooding for parts of Virginia Beach and parts of the eastern parts of North Carolina today. tomorrow, more of Southern Virginia and parts of northern North Carolina are under a slight risk for flash flooding. A marginal risk starts issue with flash flooding across the Southwest. Might be related with some tropical moisture associated with Mario Lesson weekends. And then as we go on, day 4, if I'm correct, day 4 is kind of part of what we will get to David in a second.
I have a question.
That's part of what David was talking about. There is a marginal risk of flash flooding with also a risk of dry thunderstorms. I want to go to David for that.
You were not sharing your screen, by the way. Just to let you know.
He's sharing. He's sharing.
Disconnect and reconnect one more time. It did it to me, David.
Alright, I'm back.
Hi, Chris. Hi. We got a high now. Invest 99W has just went up to a high.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Also, just a quick... Okay.
Hold on. Let me come in a second. We got some breaking news out of the Western Pac, and Tristan might be something you need to be a little bit interested in. The Joint Typhoon has just identified Invest 99W as a high.
I kind of expected that. It does have like a pretty good circulation.
Yeah, it does. You could definitely... It's a little sheared, but it's...
Yeah, but it could be grabbing up the energy from 98 as well.
Yeah, well, in my opinion, what I'm more concerned about over there is the storm to eventually becomes, because the GFS been holding in on not just we get this one storm, but this second storm, pretty concerning, showing a major typhoon right into is that Taiwan, right?
It could be
Really
typhoon.
Let me see where you're looking at.
Alright, I think that's Taiwan.
Let me look.
Let me look on the Western Pacific. I think it's China. I think it's...
Yeah, it's China, but it's Taiwan, yeah.
We can't hear you, David.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, that is... Okay.
Share your screen and you can go to it, hopefully.
Yes, Weather Canada, that is still that is Taiwan.
Yeah, so...
Weather Kingdom.
The second system that we're watching is going to slam into Taiwan.
Anyway, you want to click on David's stream?
Yeah, I have it right here. Okay. But I don't hear David.
You can't?
I can't hear David. Like, at all. But I can hear you guys.
I can hear David.
Yeah, I can hear David. Get out of Discord, like, fully. Like, swipe.
Yeah, I got it. Sorry, you guys. Just give me a second. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe. Let's join the VC. Alright, David, can I don't think I can still hear you. It says you're...
What?
Yeah, I can't hear David.
I could get muted. You haven't muted.
Yep.
You haven't muted.
You haven't.
I got him. Oops.
Oh boy.
David, you can talk now. Sorry about that.
Alright, click on my name.
Yep.
Now. Click on my name.
I got it.
Because that's where I'm streaming.
Yeah. It's up.
Okay, perfect.
Welcome back, David.
Thanks.
Is that the drop out of it?
No. So what this is my this is basically my
Enough.
this is the map. Wait until it shows up. My stream, YouTube stream. Okay, there we go. So basically what this is it's basically a risk map for thunderstorms or any storm system that the western half sees. This is mainly a product only for the Four Corners and for California. It's in alpha testing. Once it gets into beta, it looks pretty good. It's going to get into operations for another group that I'm part of. So this right here, all this orange, this orange here is a storm watch. That means my confidence on some dry thunderstorms that are capable of producing wind gusts up to about 30 to 40 miles an hour are high enough to warrant a storm watch in this area. If this were a winter storm, this would include the risk for some snow, some strong winds, and some blizzard conditions that are possible. This red area down here that I've highlighted in Los Angeles, San Diego, in parts of Fresno, and then the Sierra Mountain Range, that is a storm warning. That means numerous risk for high-based dry thunderstorms capable of producing wind gusts greater than 35 to 40 miles an hour are expected in this red area, and the risk for some flooding with some wetting thunderstorm rains if some of the heaviest rain could punch through a dry cloud sublayer, which is just below the 700 millibar layer. And so there is enough confidence that I have included here for a likelihood for thunderstorms that are either wet, but most of them will more likely be dry and could start wildfires. So that is going to be the concern here, especially from about San Diego through the I-5 corridor through Interstate 10. Keep that in mind. We are looking at some dry thunderstorms that could ignite fires. Some of those storms could be capable of producing wind gusts greater than 30 to 40 miles an hour. Some dust as well we could see with some of these storms. So yeah, if you hear thunder and it's not raining, you know what we're talking about here. We're looking at dry lightning. Risk for mainly Wednesday night all the way through Friday morning is the best chances for the most widespread risk for high-based convection. Now, most unstable Cape right now in regards, so let's go over to the college due page because I like using
David,
and
may I ask a quick question real quick? Is this in association with the Remnants of Mario, as the National Hurricane Center time frame does have Thursday at 5 p.m. to Remnant Low? Okay.
Yes, it is. And so the reason why we're going to see that is if we look at our 200 millibar wind chart here on college due page, we do have a little bit of a trough. It's hard to see, but we do have a little bit of an axis here of an upper level trough, future southeasterly flow bidding around that. So there's going to be some upper level ascent associated with that trough as this nudges its way northeast over much of Southern California. If we look at our 500 millibar chart here, you can see there is a little bit of wind energy. Now, the GFS model in its 0Z output has changed a little bit on how much upper level support there will actually be, but there should be enough here to at least get a thunderstorm risk, especially mainly across this area of the guidance, especially over Southern California, Central California, and across the mountains of the Sierra, where we're going to see the best chances of thunderstorms. So this is a look at that vorticity plot showing us there is definitely enough upper level spin and some ascent associated with this. You can clearly see that on the moisture plot. Take note of all of this moisture here. That is roughly about 85 to 90% humidity at 700 or 500 millibars or 18,000 feet. let's take a look here at our lower levels with relative humidity. And it does appear that there is going to be enough moisture, at least above 700 millibars, for some showers and thunderstorms to develop. Now the question is, now that we have a lot of moisture in place in this vertical depth, now the question really is, how much upper level instability, or basically above 700 millibars, will we get? So if we look at the instability here, there does appear to be some instability across the Central Valley. While there's not much here in the Sierra, the GFS model tends to underdo the most unstable cape, which in this case would be above 700 millibars or 10,000 feet. But we do have enough energy or upper level support here to get at least a thunderstorm chance over much of California, especially in Southern California, where that most unstable cape here is on the order of about 200 to 300, maybe even 400 joules per kilogram. And of course, in Phoenix, Arizona, where we have most unstable cape up to 1,000. So there would be some pretty hefty storms there, probably deep enough and wet enough to at least get some rain out of that. Let's see what else we have. We have even surface-based cape down here in Arizona, so that would be something to really watch closely for. But for at least this area in particular, elevated instability, high-based convection would lead to the risk for fire starts. So that is a concern here. The National Weather Service in the California region hasn't said much. However, they do have a special weather statement out for this reasoning. Actually, no, wait, hold on. Yes, so the special marine statement is for a high-based convection in association with Mario. What is left with Mario, right? Actually, Mario is pretty strong with winds of 60 miles an hour. And then maybe a second system behind that. And if that goes out and kind of curves around or kind of bends back like this into San Diego, there could be some subtropical moisture being advected over the Intermountain West of Southern California by early next week as well. So a couple of risks involved here, with the risk for some dry, high-based convection, especially Wednesday night into Friday, and then maybe again on Tuesday next week. And the reason why for that is if we actually look at our upper level wind pattern once again, okay, so this is relatively soon. Oh wait, yeah, here it is. Is this okay? Hold on. So this is Monday. This is Tuesday.
David,
Yeah.
your problem is you have to figure out when Mario is gonna get there and when exactly, what exact time.
Yeah. So
You're gonna have to figure it out.
oh, I already know when it's gonna be. There's gonna be indirect impacts. There is going to be indirect impacts with Mario in the.
If you notice it's gonna have some indirect impacts, it's gonna cause probably some flash flooding. Probably gonna cause me to go live, or not live, but probably cause me to go make some videos because content is important.
Yeah.
And
So
coverage.
so there is going to be a risk for some flooding, of course, for Southern California, but the majority of all of this is going to be dry in nature, especially across the Central Valley, Northern California, and the Sierra Nevada mountain range. Maybe some of the higher peaks that are in that moist layer at 700 millibars could get some rain all the way down to about, say, 8,000 feet or even 7,000 feet. But anything below that, there's going to be enough dry mid-level air in some parts of the atmosphere that some virga can be anticipated.
Yes.
And that's the thing that we have to understand here. But certainly for Southern California and for Phoenix, Arizona, there is going to be quite a bit of rain. And I think there will be enough moisture in the deep layer with the PWAT values that are going to be extremely high. In fact, the PWAT values in parts of Southern California, could be on the order of 1.5 inches to 1 3/4 inches, which is pretty moist for that area. Even in the
David?
central, yes.
I do
We have
apologize.
some
Mia has
news.
an important announcement for weather data.
00Z is coming out.
Yep, 96 hours. So, David, if you want to continue for a little longer while this model loads, I can get to some of the data after you finish.
Yeah, so yeah, rainfall totals on the GFS. That's why I use the 18Z, but now I'm using the 0Z. Yeah, Southern California here, about right around 1/2 inch to maybe 1 inch of rainfall. Some of the high deserts here, Victorville as well as Barstow, on the order of about 1/4 inch to as much as even 1.5 inches in these areas with rainfall. So, hold on.
He's good.
most
He's
of
good.
Most of this right here is going to be wetting thunderstorms. I think there will be enough deep layer moisture that Virga is not going to be much of a concern. But areas up here where we do have, say, Sacramento here getting maybe 1/100 of an inch, maybe a couple of hundredths, a lot of this would be dry. So lightning, wildfire starts are certainly a thing associated with this. Yes, just because we get the remnants of Mario does not mean that we're all going to get some heavy rainfall and flooding. That's going to really be mainly limited to Southern California and portions of Phoenix, Arizona, where we get enough lift and ascent to squeeze out that moisture in the form of convective elements at around 700 millibars and higher, where we have the most unstable parcel. All right.
Tristan, just kind of a question I wanted to ask you. Has the WPC mentioned a slight risk being issued over there?
Which one, California, or are you talking about,
the California.
No, that's the marginal. The slight risk we were talking about is for parts of North Carolina and Virginia due to the subtropical disguised entity. And by the way, David, if you were curious about how Cape Verde's doing, GFS went free tropical waves, all moisture bubble, all strong at the same time. The MJO's approaching. Here we go.
What? Hold on. Let me see this. Okay, there's
1010, 1008,
there's wave 2. Oh, shoot.
No, you look at the 0Z.
I don't trust that.
Look at the
I
0Z.
don't trust it.
2021
Okay.
Cape Verde.
All right. Okay. Let me explain my thoughts on this. Well, now let's go to the tropics, of course. Okay. I'm not trying to be the best one here, but I am. When it comes to numerical model prediction, I'm fairly good at it. What I'm looking for, GFS has been all over the place. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I agree.
What we know, 92L, that's going to be a tropical storm with winds of at least 50 to 70 miles an hour. Does it become a hurricane? There is still low confidence of that occurring. Even so, most of the guidance does suggest it. I'm going to be more generous and conservative on my end about that. But I do see this becoming a named storm at least, with tropical storm force winds as this moves north and moves to the east of Bermuda. Wave number 2 coming off of Africa. Does that consolidate? Well, let's look at previous model runs and let's kind of give you the answer on that. So models are going all over the place on this right now. So I am not putting a lot of hope and say that, oh, this is going to become another named storm. We have to wait for future model runs. People out there are going to be like, dude, you don't know how to forecast because you're looking at one individual model. And no, I'm not. I'm looking at model trends. The GFS is a convective biased model, so it likes to overdo things before other models do. So we have to wait until other models have a grasp on what the atmosphere is going to do. So looking at the Canadian model,
Real quick, David, I would like to point out here that even though the models have been a little bit iffy on that, I will respectfully say the Climate Prediction Center has been super smart this year. They've been right about the Atlantic the whole time. So even if the models are going all over the place, Yeah, the whole time. Even at 20%, they expected that Invest 91L not to form. It didn't form. They stayed only at 20%. So they've been very accurate.
And yet,
David, we
especially
do
in the
have
early
to.
season, they were wrong like 3 times.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. I'll take a look at that. But David, we do have the Midst Climate Prediction Center
The
data
R
with
thing, the Caribbean thing, and the BOC thing, all of those did not form.
Yes.
this year, or
Yes.
let me look back at
Also-
records.
It is also worth noting, too, our AI model is not very enthusiastic with any of the waves, and it has done a fairly good job, especially with 91L. Not saying the AI is on is something that, the AI is the only one that's not showing a strong tropical storm or hurricane out there, which it actually does not in about 192 hours as it passes very close to Bermuda. It likes a second wave a little bit more, but the AI, the Euro, is saying, I am not agreeing with the other models on this yet. So it is going to be, we're going to really have to watch with what 92L actually does. However, though, as we end out September and early October is where I think things might get a little bit more conducive. We have
Look at the Gulf.
Yeah, we
look at the
have
Gulf right there.
the artificial intelligence model wants a tropical wave to develop over there, potentially. Again, this is 360 hours out. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on this and be like, this is actually what's going to happen. But it is an AI model, and the AI models have done quite well. Here's another tropical wave. Here's another tropical wave right here. So we're going to have to wait and see how this actually pans out. We look at prior runs. That's what I'm going to look at before I make a quantified decision and be like, this is going to be something big. Right now, AI is going a little all over the place with it, so we're just going to have to monitor that. But what I'm going to do before I look at models that far too is I'm going to look at the state of the MJO, if we have any MJO activity, and we're going to look at velocity potential anomalies. What do those show? Let's take a look. Okay, we have a favorable environment, but we also have a lot of sinking over here by late September, and then another area of rising motion potentially right in here by late September into early October, which would meet really well with what the AI is showing here, with some rising motion and some consolidation with this right over here.
I agree.
And these tropical waves running into some sinking motion. So that's what we have. Let's see the vertical wind shear. Yeah, so look at this right here. You got a little bit of a tut cell, lots of southwesterly flow here.
Earth, can you mute, please? That's crazy.
Oh no, that was the soundboard. My bad. I hit something by mistake.
Oh.
Yeah. So, basically, it is a very complicated forecast. There's a lot that can go wrong with this. There is a lot that could go wrong. Either things are favorable or unfavorable out there. This is like on a tightrope right now.
All right.
It literally is. One other thing I wanted to show you all is the MJO forecast very quickly. The actual phase diagram, and let's see what that shows. Yeah, look at this right here. MJO is inside the unit of circle, literally. It's barely coherent. It literally isn't. It's disorganized. No MJO activity. No MJO activity.
All right.
So we're just gonna. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
How busy late September is, but I'm on edge. I really am.
Yeah.
I think the models start lying like 2024. They were.
Yeah, I agree, and I appreciate that, David, for you talking. Does anyone else has final thoughts on it? Because I will be ending the stream pretty shortly. I have
Just
to wake up pretty early tomorrow.
just watch the Atlantic. These seasons, their history has shown that some of the seasons where Cape Verde doesn't do as much or it's not as conducive, the Caribbean normally takes over and causes us to really watch the late season. So just keep in mind and just have your hurricane preparedness kit ready.
I agree.
Yep.
I don't see a lot happening, at least over the next 2 weeks.
We'll have to see.
Other than 92L, that's the short-term threat right now.
Even 92L might fail, honestly.
By the way, the zero Z.
If it fails, I will give you $1,000.
By the way, our whatever wave the 18Z was showing that did show a compact tropical storm, it's no longer on the 0Z, which is why
no one's surprised GFS is inconsistent.
Yes, and I think that's why I don't say, hey everybody, oh my gosh, we have a hurricane coming off of Africa. It's one model. Let's wait for consistency before we jump to conclusions and be like, oh wow, we might actually have 2 more tropical storms. I'm not confident. Yes, am I confident with this one right here? Yes. This one, on edge. This one, not so much. GFS is convector bias.
It will likely turn into a hurricane.
Not to mention we did have a 5 in the Caribbean today.
Even if it struggles with dry air fight,
I'm gonna say this to everyone here. Right? I'm gonna say this to everyone here, right? We should not be doing intensity forecasts until this thing actually forms. Models almost never do any sort of good with intensity forecasts before a storm is formed.
They definitely see now
Models never are really good before a storm actually forms anyways. It doesn't have a center to actually attach to. Therefore, it doesn't know what to really do with it, and it creates all sorts of scenarios until until it has actually formed.
Yeah.
So honestly, right now I think doing intensity forecasts is fairly immature until we have the system actually formed.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
They have consensus, but they're probably going to have consensus on the wrong thing.
Also, yes, I went a little overboard with that, Yoshi. That's why I'm conservative with my intensity forecast. Like, I ask myself these 3 questions. Will this become a tropical depression? Very likely it will. Will it earn its name? There's a possibility. How strong will it get? At the bare minimum or maximum right now, a 40 to 60 mile an hour tropical storm. A hurricane, still on edge with that one.
Alright, are y'all finished?
Well, maybe to be fair, I was one of the people that was like, yeah, watch Otis go Cat 5.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see and watch.
Hurricane.
You guys,
Well, we saw what happened.
I'm gonna end the stream here right now. I just want to say I appreciate what?
Sorry.
I appreciate everyone for staying here tonight. Thank you guys for asking questions. Thank you guys for the super chats. Very greatly appreciate it. You know, honestly, I couldn't have done this without you guys in the audience and the people in the VC. You guys have been amazing. Very greatly appreciated. Hoping to continue to get things a little bit better. Working on getting live streams a little bit more smoother in the future. But being that said, be mindful. Watch the